According to the National Electrical Code Section 410.4d, code connected, hanging, track lighting, and paddle fans are not permitted over bathtubs or shower stalls where people might be standing in water, or where there is a likelihood of water splashing. This section of the code focuses on specific types of luminaires and equipment. Wall-mounted light fixtures are not specifically mentioned within this section of the National Electrical Code. This omission raises a question about the permissibility of installing wall sconces above a bathtub, particularly a hydromassage tub set into a platform. The key consideration is safety. Electrical codes are designed to minimize the risk of electrical shock, especially in areas where water is present. The proximity of water and electricity creates a potentially hazardous environment, necessitating strict adherence to safety standards. The absence of a specific prohibition in Section 410.4d does not automatically imply that wall sconces are permitted. It simply means that this particular section doesn't address them directly. Other sections of the National Electrical Code might contain relevant provisions that could affect the installation of wall sconces in such locations. Firstly, you should reference other sections of the National Electrical Code. Look for general requirements related to lighting fixtures in damp or wet locations. Section 410 addresses luminaires, lamp holders, and lamps, and it may contain provisions applicable to the installation of wall sconces near water. Secondly, consider the specific design and construction of the wall sconces. Are they rated for use in damp or wet locations? The fixtures listing should indicate its suitability for such environments. Using a fixture that is not properly rated could create a safety hazard and violate electrical codes. Thirdly, evaluate the location of the sconces relative to the bathtub. How close will they be to the water? Will they be subject to splashing or direct contact with water? The closer the sconces are to the water source, the greater the risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, review local amendments to the National Electrical Code. Many jurisdictions adopt the National Electrical Code as a base standard but often modify or supplement it with local amendments that address specific concerns or conditions within their area. These local amendments could contain specific regulations regarding lighting fixtures near bathtubs or showers. Fifthly, assess the presence of ground fault circuit interrupter protection. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect ground faults and quickly interrupt the circuit, reducing the risk of electrical shock. The National Electrical Code typically requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection for outlets and circuits serving bathrooms and other wet locations. Ensuring that the circuit serving the wall sconces is ground fault circuit interrupter protected can provide an additional layer of safety. Sixthly, examine the height and accessibility of the sconces. How high above the bathtub will they be installed? Will they be easily accessible to someone standing in the tub? The higher and less accessible the sconces are, the lower the risk of accidental contact. Seventhly, consider the type of bulb used in the sconces. Incandescent bulbs can generate significant heat, which could pose a fire hazard if the fixture is not properly ventilated or is located too close to combustible materials. Light-emitting diode bulbs are a cooler and more energy-efficient alternative. Eighthly, pay close attention to the wiring methods used to supply power to the sconces. All wiring connections must be made in accordance with the National Electrical Code and should be protected from moisture and physical damage. Using appropriate wiring methods and connectors is essential for ensuring a safe and reliable electrical installation. Ninthly, remember that electrical codes are subject to interpretation. What one inspector deems acceptable, another may not. Therefore, it is always best to consult with the local electrical inspector before proceeding with any electrical work, especially in potentially hazardous locations. The inspector is the final authority on code compliance and can provide specific guidance based on local regulations and interpretations. Seeking clarification from the local electrical inspector is the most prudent course of action. The inspector can review the proposed installation and determine whether it complies with all applicable codes and regulations. They can also provide specific recommendations for ensuring the safety of the installation. The inspector's decision is binding and must be followed to avoid potential code violations and safety hazards. In addition to consulting with the electrical inspector, it may also be helpful to review the product listing and labeling information for the wall sconces. The listing indicates that the fixture has been tested and certified by a nationally recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories, and that it meets certain safety standards. The labeling information provides details about the fixture's intended use, voltage, wattage, and other relevant specifications. Make sure that the fixture is listed for use in damp or wet locations as appropriate. Furthermore, consider the potential for water to enter the sconces. Ensure that the sconces are properly sealed to prevent water from entering the fixture and causing a short circuit or electrical shock. Use gaskets, sealants, or other appropriate measures to create a watertight seal around the fixture. It is important to ensure that the installation of wall sconces near a bathtub meets all applicable safety standards. By consulting with the local electrical inspector, reviewing product listing information, and taking appropriate precautions to prevent water from entering the fixtures, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical shock and ensure a safe electrical installation. When in doubt, err on the side of caution and seek professional guidance from a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. Their expertise can help you navigate the complexities of the National Electrical Code and ensure that your electrical work is safe and code compliant. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, especially in areas where water is present. Following code requirements and best practices is essential for protecting yourself and others from electrical hazards. If the electrical inspector approves the installation of wall sconces over the tub, ensure that the installation is performed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with the National Electrical Code and local electrical regulations. The electrician should carefully follow the manufacturer's instructions for installing the sconces and should take all necessary precautions to prevent electrical hazards. The electrician should also verify that the circuit serving the sconces is properly grounded and protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter. Proper grounding is essential for preventing electrical shock, and ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to quickly interrupt the circuit in the event of a ground fault. Following these steps will help to ensure that the wall sconces are installed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Safety should always be the top priority when working with electricity, especially in wet locations. If the local electrical inspector does not approve the installation of wall sconces over the tub, consider alternative lighting options that are permitted by the National Electrical Code. Recessed lighting fixtures that are rated for wet locations can be installed in the ceiling above the tub, provided that they meet all applicable clearance requirements. Track lighting can also be used to provide ambient lighting in the bathroom, as long as it is not installed directly over the tub or shower. Wall sconces can be installed on walls that are not directly adjacent to the tub or shower, provided that they are located far enough away from the water to prevent splashing. Consider the overall layout of the bathroom and the placement of other electrical fixtures. Ensure that all electrical fixtures are installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code and that they are properly grounded and protected by ground fault circuit interrupters. A well-designed lighting plan can enhance the beauty and functionality of the bathroom while also ensuring the safety of its occupants. Consider the specific needs and preferences of the homeowner when selecting lighting fixtures. Some homeowners may prefer bright, task-oriented lighting, while others may prefer soft ambient lighting. A combination of different types of lighting can be used to create a versatile and inviting bathroom environment. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, especially if you are not familiar with the National Electrical Code and local electrical regulations. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work yourself, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job. An electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to safely and properly install electrical fixtures in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. Hiring an electrician can give you peace of mind knowing that the electrical work is done correctly and that your home is protected from electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards that govern the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. It is essential for electricians and other electrical professionals to stay up to date with the latest edition of the National Electrical Code to ensure that their work is safe and code compliant. The National Electrical Code covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It also includes specific requirements for different types of occupancies, such as residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. The National Electrical Code is a valuable resource for anyone who works with electricity. It provides clear and concise guidance on how to safely install and maintain electrical systems. The National Electrical Code is available for purchase from the National Fire Protection Association and other sources. It is also available online through various subscription services. Familiarizing yourself with the National Electrical Code is an important step in ensuring electrical safety. By following the National Electrical Code and best practices, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone has a role to play in preventing electrical accidents. By being aware of electrical hazards and taking appropriate precautions, you can help to create a safe environment for yourself, your family, and your community. Remember that electricity is a powerful force that must be treated with respect. Always exercise caution when working with electricity and never take shortcuts that could compromise safety. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. The National Electrical Code is a living document that is constantly evolving to meet the changing needs of the electrical industry. As technology advances and new challenges emerge, the National Electrical Code will continue to be updated to ensure the safety of electrical systems. Staying informed about the latest changes to the National Electrical Code is essential for anyone who works with electricity.